Education is the passport to the future, for tomorrow belongs to those who prepare for it today.
It's Professor Presbury back with an episode of Hey Professor. This is just a cold open I'm using to attach it to the other video. If you saw the other video, that means that one ended abruptly. I had to edit it because, like I said, it was gonna be like the length of 2 or 3 videos. So this is just me adding that part in. So enjoy the rest of the video. All right, thanks. Bye-bye. Moving up in a larger organization. It's possible, obviously. The thing is, again, the position has to be there, it has to be necessary. Honestly, you got a lot more competition. The fact that it's a larger organization means that you're not going to stand out that much again. And I'm gonna tell you the truth, like I said, there's a social aspect to leadership. And I'm gonna tell you the truth, right? I know a guy that works really hard, has worked hard his entire life. That guy isn't me. I'm not saying I don't work hard. I work hard, mind your business. I'm kidding. Why I'll just be weird for no reason. Anyway, the point is, I know this guy, right, works really hard, but he just comes in every day, sits at his desk, does whatever, right? He doesn't have much of a personality, much of a social presence to speak of. And there's nothing wrong with that. He's just not, he's not getting promoted. He's not that guy. People promote the guy that they know. It's, your personality is a part of the consideration, to consider part of the process. There is a very social aspect to leadership. And if you don't have that, they're not going to even consider you. They're not going to think about you. Which is why someone may have an easier chance at one of those smaller organizations, because you're less competition, you have less requirements, those types of things. I'm going to add this as a kind of a bonus. The question of sitting and waiting versus going where it is. What do I mean? I know a guy who been in healthcare for, like 30 years, right? This guy, it ain't me. I'm just a little bit over 30. Ain't been in healthcare for 30 years. Don't let the gray hair fool you. This is stress gray. This ain't age gray, all right? The guy's been in healthcare for 30 years, and he's been in the same position, doing the same good quality work all that time. Now, when I was first starting out, I wanted to be in management. Now, his advice to me was to stay. And I was like, what do you mean? I was working at a place, had been there for a year. He said that I should stay 6 or 7 years and work there until maybe they decided to make me a manager, kind of like on their whim to offer it to me. I didn't like that advice, and I went out, and what I did instead was I found a management job and I applied for it, and I kind of went where the need was, right? So there's 2 types of thoughts there. There's you can stay where you are until they offer something, or you can go get it. Now, I'm not going to disparage either one. I'm just going to say I'm the go get it kind of guy, right? I think that sometimes the opportunity isn't going to present itself. Like, what if I stayed at that job and they just never offered it, until I retired or something like that? I have no way of knowing. So to me, I'm the guy, go where it's at. Don't sit there, don't wait, don't hope it comes to you. You got to go get it. That's me. That's all I'm all about, right? Now, I want to wrap this up by talking about one last part of the topic, and this is kind of negative, so I hope people take it well. It's the fact that sometimes jobs are already spoken for. What do I mean? Little known secret in any industry is that a lot of times when people post a job, they already have somebody in mind. That person probably isn't you. Again, not trying to kick you. Don't want you thinking that you're not going to have a job. What I'm saying is that, let's put it this way, right? I knew a guy, wink, wink. I knew a guy had worked at a place one time, and he was the HIM manager. And the director position had opened. The director position was essentially all but promised to him anyway. But you cannot, as far as I know, I don't know if it's legal or through bylaws or regulations of the organization, but you can't promise somebody a job and just say the job is yours. You have to interview other people. So they posted that job and they interviewed other people, even though they already knew who they wanted. And those other candidates didn't sway the situation because the guy got the job. I'm willing to bet that happens a lot more than we know. I'm willing to bet somebody knows somebody, or somebody already has somebody in mind before it's posted. If you are lucky, they post it and they're kind of posting it with a clear conscience, but you would never know either way. A lot of times they're posting it, like I said, they're posting it because they already got a guy who's going to fill that spot, and they just want to move him from point A to point B. Again, not to kick you, just trying to tell you that sometimes that happens, and that's real. So kind of to wrap it up, is it possible to move up within an organization? Yeah, it is possible. It's easier at a small place than a large place, but there are those opportunities out there, and if you're interested, you got to go get them. At least that's my experience, and it's worked for me. I think it's okay to get out there, chase it down, and get what you want. All right, guys, been Professor Presbury. I hope I've answered the question. Another episode of Students Ask. Have a good one, guys. Bye-bye. Hey guys, Professor Presbury. Another video was super long anyway. Just wanted to add a little addendum to the end. Something to think about larger versus smaller facilities. It's a little weird because it may seem like it's in reverse, right? So in larger facilities, you have a lot of responsibilities. You have a lot more responsibilities. And the thing is, even when you're off, you're not really off. What do I mean? I worked in some large facilities, and even when I was on vacation, several states away, there was an environmental issue. Our staff was in the basement, and the basement flooded. I had to coordinate the evacuation of that area from several states away. I had to coordinate the environmental, the EVS reaction. I had to send emails to get EVS over there, make calls, get them down there from several states away. So in that way, even though I was off, I wasn't really off. I was still the director of medical records from several states away on vacation. If your expectation is that you're going to be a mid to high level executive and something happens and you're not going to respond, it don't work like that. After hours, you may get contacted. It depends on what it is. Now, there's actually something, I don't want to say worse than that, but different. Again, this is pros and cons, so things are a little bit different, right? On the flip side of that, you got smaller facilities. A lot of the smaller facilities do something that they call AOC or EOC, Administrator on Call or Executive on Call. Now, what that means is that they cycle through their leadership because their leadership team is smaller. They cycle through their leadership, and whoever's on call for that week, you're expected overnight, whatever, you got to answer the phone. You got to go physically to the facility. I don't mind doing the one where, you know, I'm the guy that just has to make a phone call if something floods, because that's not that often. You know, if I'm on vacation and it floods, hey, that's cool. I'll make a phone call, blah, blah. You know, it gets taken care of. I make the big choices. That's cool. I don't want to be an AOC. I don't want to be an EOC most of the time. I don't want to really do the overnight thing if I can help it. And honestly, there's even some positions at the director level that are overnight. Patient access, anything that's 24 hours or patient facing is going to be a lot of times is going to be a 24-hour job, meaning that you have the possibility of someone contacting you if they don't have coverage, and they're going to want to know what to do. So those are things to take into consideration. And when I say patient access, that's actually both. I want to preface that patient access is different because that's where the patients come in. That's the registration, that's ED, that's anything patient facing. You need to have patients there because you're a healthcare organization, so you're 24 hours. In large and small facilities, you have the possibility of them calling you. You can get called, you know, at a large one because, oh, you know what, you had 2 people call out and there's nobody on the ED. At a small one, you have 2 people call out, there's no one on the ED. Sometimes they're going to expect you to cover if that's your position. So be really aware of what you're looking for. All right, guys. Sorry I had to add that on. All right, have a good one. Bye. Hey guys, it's Professor Presbury. Don't worry about that. I'm doing a project with the wall. Don't. It's not like I'm living like that, like a crazy wall. I'm doing a project. So sorry, that's not it. Point is, the video got mad long, so I had to cut it up. So it's gonna be 3 parts. So if you're wondering why suddenly I'm walking, then it's like weird, blah blah blah. You know, this is me adding this in to say that I'm cutting it up more because nobody trying to sit there and watch no 20-minute video. You feel me? So. I appreciate you guys. I might even use this twice for both ones. I don't know. I'm very busy today. So, have a good one. Thanks for watching. Bye.
Intelligence is not enough. Intelligence plus character. That is the true goal of education.